CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with a developing story in New York City. Authorities there are investigating a mass shooting in a Midtown Manhattan high-rise. At least 5 people are dead, including a police officer, and they say the suspect is now dead as well.
They said somebody
was on the floor.
It was on the floor. He got messed up. Supposedly he got cut on the neck. And some shit like that. And then after that, they said somebody's inside with a gun.
There was a guy laying on the floor. They tried to give him CPR. He didn't get up. They put him in the ambulance.
The shooting happened in a busy building on Park Avenue, just blocks from several major tourist attractions. It's also home to several major corporate offices, including the NFL, JP Morgan, and KPMG. Police say the suspect was using an assault-style rifle and died of a self-inflicted gunshot. At least 8 other people are injured. Sweltering temperatures here in our region prompting several warnings. The local health unit is urging people to take precautions, and community organizations are stepping up supports for London's most vulnerable. Rita Ismail reports.
Behind the Arcade Mission in downtown London, a shaded patio and makeshift misting system are offering critical relief from the heat.
And it keeps you cool, and they give us shade. There's no other shade in the city except for trees. And without it, I don't think a lot of people would survive, to tell you the truth.
The mist may seem simple, but for those without access to air conditioning or shelter, it can be life-saving.
During heat alerts, we add an outreach team to make sure that people get water, freezies, some service outside, a bus ticket if they can get onto an air-conditioned bus. We know that that can help.
Campbell says Arcade is only funded for 4 hours of service per day, but they are operating 8 hours Monday through to Friday and 12 hours on the weekend to meet the growing demand.
Finding a place to cool down is actually harder than finding a place to warm up. And so much like our winter planning, we look to find ways to get people indoors, give them an opportunity to rest, make sure that they have proper nourishment. We are working with our partners to make sure there's an everyday location for lunch and dinner and breakfast, and we really try to just take those basic needs one by one, having a shower, having access to running water, a bathroom.
As temperatures climb above 30 degrees with humidex values pushing into the 40s, Environment Canada has extended the heat warning through Tuesday. The Middlesex London Health Unit says the combination of high daytime temperatures and warm, humid nights pose a serious risk.
We start with symptoms such as sweating, just some general fatigue and cramps and stuff like that. And then it could lead to some more significant symptoms, which can be heat stroke, which is a medical emergency.
Health officials are urging people to take it easy, stay hydrated, and check in on vulnerable neighbors.
You want to make sure that you check on family and friends, particularly folks that are elderly and may not have air conditioning, because the indoor heat can be a significant concern too.
Environment Canada says the hottest conditions are expected Monday, with a break in the weather likely by Wednesday. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
With the heat alert in effect, there are several cooling stations available around the city. They include the East Lyons Community Centre, the North London Optimist Community Centre, the YMCA and Library on Southdale Road West, and the South London Community Centre, as well as the Central Public Library branch. They're all open until 9 p.m. tomorrow night. The extreme heat buckled Highway 402, forcing a lengthy closure this afternoon. There's heaving pavement in the eastbound lanes near Waterworks Side Road. Lambton OPP are detouring traffic between Airport Road and Mondawmin Road. They say a lengthy closure is expected until the Transportation Ministry can make repairs. This spot is only a short distance from where the highway buckled under extreme heat last month. Researchers with the Western Tornadoes Project have confirmed 3 twisters struck near Goderich on Saturday. The first formed over Lake Huron based on numerous photos and video. Several viewer videos were sent in to us showing the tornadoes touching down between Goderich and Clinton. There are no reports of any injuries or major property damage, so the storm was assigned an EF0 status. A marine tornado warning was issued along the Lake Huron shoreline centered around Goderich. The funnel clouds were spotted inland shortly after. Meanwhile, a storm that ripped through Mitchell last Thursday has been deemed an EF1 downburst. There was damage to several barns, hydro poles, trees and crops. No injuries were reported there either. There were estimated wind speeds gusting up to 150 kilometers an hour. Emergency responders say a 29-year-old man is fighting for his life after being pulled from Lake Huron in Sarnia. He was found unresponsive off Canatara Beach shortly after 6 p.m. last night. Fire officials say an off-duty emergency responder noticed someone struggling in the water, and they were able to pull them to shore after a short search. They say a pulse was detected and CPR was performed before the man was taken to hospital. According to Sarnia police, he's now in critical condition. There is lifeguard coverage at the beach, but only until 5 p.m. on Sundays. An entire apartment building was evacuated in Sarnia over the weekend because of a fire. The flames broke out in a basement unit on Saturday. At this point, officials have not revealed what caused the fire. They say no injuries were reported, though. One of London's oldest and largest property owners is getting out of the retirement home business. CTV News has learned Siftton Properties is selling off assets throughout southwestern Ontario. Brian Bicknell has more on the deal worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Siftton says it's selling off its 6 retirement communities in southwestern Ontario. In a statement to CTV News, the company says it made this strategic decision to transition out of the retirement living sector and divest our portfolio in this industry. This will allow Siftton to refocus on growth across other platforms. The properties include Riverstone, Richmond Woods and Longworth, all in London, along with Dorchester Terrace in Dorchester, West Hill in Waterloo, and Erinview in Mississauga. Chartwell Retirement Residences, which already has a presence in this region, is acquiring the 6 properties with more than 1,000 suites for a total purchase price of $432 million.
We think that we know how to operate retirement residences, and we try to expand the footprint that we have across the country. Our strategy is to acquire residences that are more efficient, newer, larger, located in great growing markets. And this portfolio certainly fits that description.
According to Stats Canada, seniors made up 1/5 of the population in 2023. By 2030, that number will swell to almost a quarter. Gloria McKibben is the chairperson of the London St. Thomas chapter of the Canadian Association of Retired Persons, and she worked in the retirement home sector for 30 years. She says both companies have great reputations, but adds that this region needs more seniors housing, especially affordable options.
Not every person who's a pensioner gets a private pension. There's a lot of them that get the old age security, the Canada pension, and a lot of them are getting additional assistance in gains because they just don't have a lot. In fact, a lot of people can't even get into a regular apartment building nowadays just because the rents are very, very high.
Chartwell says it does not anticipate any staffing changes during the transition. The deal is expected to be finalized later this year once regulatory approvals have been given. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Officials with the beer store say they're shutting down 11 more locations this fall, 4 of them in our area. Those include stores in Clinton, Norwich, Rodney, and Wingham. Each of those communities has just one beer store. However, each of them also has an LCBO. According to the beer store, retail market changes are behind the decision to close the stores. Their final day of sales will be September 28th. A new housing project is in the works for Woodstock, bringing new life to an old building which has sat vacant for more than 3 decades. With more on the plans for the former Oxford Hotel, here's Lauren Stallone.
It was once an iconic hotel.
Be careful of the rubbish.
Now located in downtown Woodstock, the Oxford Hotel is getting a sweet new upgrade.
We're expecting 5 commercial units on the main level, focused on business professional. On top of that, we're expecting 22 residential on the upper 2 floors with an additional 6 in the basement eventually, so 28 residential.
The restoration project is aimed at providing affordable housing in the city's downtown core, while making sure the building's history never checks out. it.
Oxford Hotel is hundreds of years old. It has been vacant for over 30 years.
One of the best things we found was this wall behind me. So although it looks like log cabin within the wall, that's actually concrete structure. So the building was built by the O'Neill family, originally called the O'Neill House. They were Tip O'Neill's parents. So Tip O'Neill was the founder of Major League Baseball, and they specifically concreted up this wall behind us in the lobby of the old hotel for him to practice his curveball.
With the city's population rapidly growing, Mayor Jerry Achone says this is a great opportunity to open the doors to everything downtown Woodstock has to offer.
People living and working downtown has always been the goal. Having more affordable units for people to move into and live downtown is essentially what we've been after.
Achone says the project comes at a good time for Woodstock, noting the city is in the middle of a $51 million streetscape project.
Just finishing up first phase of streetscape, and this ties it in so well. Trying to intensify, do a lot more of what we have here in the city.
Developers say they're expecting to have the commercial units occupied by the end of 2025 and people living in the former hotel by next summer. Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
Chatham-Kent officials are debating how to respond to new homeless encampment concerns.
They're very upset that, first of all, they weren't notified. There was zero consultation with the residents in that area of town. And of course, there's many businesses, too, that are affected.
A new encampment has materialized on municipal land, becoming a recent point of contention after an encampment near the river was cleared out. One councillor is proposing removing tents every day after sunrise and allowing them to return at sunset, while the mayor wants the minimum distance between tents and residences increased from 10 meters to 100.
Looking at that balance of, would anyone want an encampment 10 meters behind their house? And, just the rights of that. So that's what it's balanced on. So we're now looking at, and I'm going to get this morning as to what locations does that put them in?
There are just days left for Canada to reach a new trade agreement with the United States before President Donald Trump's August 1st deadline. As things stand, Canada could be hit with tariffs as high as 50%. With the latest, here's Abigail Beeman.
Canada's Prime Minister and the American President were both visiting islands and talking trade. Donald Trump in Scotland musing about baseline world tariffs.
I just want to be nice. I would say in the range of 15 to 20%.
The negotiations are at an intense phase. It's a complex negotiation.
While on Prince Edward Island, Mark Carney repeated in French that a deal with no tariffs is unlikely.
We're standing up for Canada, Canadian interests. Of course, the United States is looking out, the President's looking out for the interests of American workers. There is a landing zone that's possible, but we have to get there.
There appears to be a backing away from the tariff for tariff, elbows up, sort of combative tone.
Former Foreign Affairs Minister Peter MacKay feels we may not get the kind of deal we want.
Donald Trump has really had his way with many countries, and they are coming to heel and rolling around like kittens on a couch.
While Ontario's premier still hopes Canada is treated differently.
A tariff on Canadians is a tax on Americans. Prices will go up.
It's not the kind of recession-inducing shock that 25% on literally everything would have been.
This University of Calgary economist says a 15% baseline tariff on non-CUSMA compliant goods would still be a net negative for the Canadian economy. But it's important to focus on the bigger picture, what happens with CUSMA down the line.
That's a much more important potential shock to the economy than a 15% baseline with an exemption for trade agreement compliant exports.
Trump's trade deal deadline is Friday, with the Prime Minister saying Canada is still engaged in negotiations. Mark Carney stressing Canada is also already a big investor in the United States as we watch other countries sign deals that require major financial commitments. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Bank of Canada will reveal its next interest rate decision on Wednesday. According to economists polled by Reuters, the central bank's expected to hold its benchmark rate steady at 2.75%, citing a recent rise in inflation and a slight fall in unemployment. Analysts have also pointed to a lack of clarity around U.S. tariffs, especially with a repeatedly extended deadline to get that broader trade deal done between the two countries. Hundreds of cyclists hit the road this weekend, biking from Grand Bend to London and back again, supporting MS research in Canada. As Brent Lail reports, it's one of the largest fundraisers of its kind in Canada, bringing in millions of dollars over the last 4 decades.
Simply incredible!
As riders approach the finish line of the MS bike ride, Callie Murray is there cheering them on. Living with MS, this is her first year unable to do the Grand Bend to London trip with her teammates.
Chronic fatigue is one of my biggest symptoms. Word recall, obviously I'm having a hard time finding words right now, but could be anything.
Her group, the Nervous Rex, was one of the teams making the 150-kilometer ride. Their contribution was part of the $725,000 raised for the neurological diseased.
I was diagnosed 10 years ago, so this MS is obviously very close to my heart. This year's pretty emotional because I'm not able to ride.
I started with the St. Thomas Fire Department a few years back. Met one of the guys that I work with, his wife Callie, who I just spoke with. She has MS, and just started getting into road biking, and they were talking about wanting to do the ride, and I was all for it. Obviously a great cause, and Callie's amazing.
As the cyclists finish, Jane Herron would celebrate and say thank you. She volunteers in memory of her sister.
She had progressive MS, and I'm doing it in her memory. She passed 30 years ago, and it devastated our family.
90,000 Canadians are living with MS, and approximately 12 people per day will be diagnosed in this country. Once again, the leading fundraiser was Barry Travanik, who brought in close to $70,000 in pledges. Taking part for all 35 years in memory of his sister, he's raised over $1.2 million for the cause.
People say, okay, what is this the last year? I says, no. I mean, as long as I'm able to cycle, 2 days of cycling is 10 times better than living with MS.
Brent Lail, CTV News.
Later on CTV News, auto theft on the decline in Canada. The latest numbers show fewer vehicles stolen, but thieves are getting better at circumventing security features. Canada's main stock index fell today as gains in energy were offset by losses in metals, industrials, and utilities. The TSX down 89 points. In New York, the Dow lost 64. The Nasdaq gained 70. Canadian dollar down 1/10 cent today. On commodity markets, gold dropped more than $25 an ounce, and oil added $1.55 a barrel. There's growing support within the federal Liberal Party to officially recognize a Palestinian state. Last week, the French president announced his country would do just that this fall. As Colton Prail reports, it doesn't look like Canada will follow suit, at least not yet.
Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister says the idea of peace in the Middle East feels more distant and that a pathway to peace requires Palestinian statehood. But Canada doesn't appear to be any closer to recognizing it.
Je vous remercie.
At a special United Nations meeting focused on a two-state solution in the Middle East, Anita Anand reinforced the country's long-standing position.
Canada believes a two-state solution remains the only viable path to lasting peace for both Palestinians and Israelis.
When asked today whether Canada would join countries like France in plans to officially recognize a Palestinian state, the Prime Minister didn't directly answer the question. It comes as the Liberal leader is facing increasing calls to do so from members of his own party.
Finally taking the critical step towards realizing a two-state solution to peace in the Middle East, recognizing a free and independent state of Palestine.
Sunday, BC MP Will Greaves joining social media calls from fellow Liberal MPs Salma Zahid and Fares Al-Soud to recognize a Palestinian state. Meanwhile, as humanitarian aid trickles back into Gaza, Donald Trump is pushing back on the Israeli assertion that starvation was not occurring in the enclave.
We can save a lot of people. I mean, some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it, and you can't fake that.
The Prime Minister says Canada has trucks of aid at the Jordanian border, pre-positioned to enter Gaza, but that had been prevented from doing so.
He added that he'll take steps to advance a two-state solution, but one that doesn't include any element of Hamas and Palestinian leadership. Colton Prale, CTV News, Ottawa.
Good evening. The risk for fog overnight and first thing in the morning, but lots of sunshine and another scorcher on the way. Thanks, Holly, for this photo of Rosie. This was taken last weekend. Definitely a cutie. 21 to 22 degrees if you're heading out in the morning for your walk. Make sure you take some water. You will need it. Temperatures are set to soar as we head into Tuesday afternoon. Risk of scattered showers, possibility of a pop-up thunderstorm. I'll take you through the extended forecast coming up on the other side of the break.
Welcome back with Julie on the desk now. And as we saw earlier in the newscast, hot and humid again for us in London right now.
Yeah, in terms of our heat warning, once again, we're under that heading into tomorrow. But tomorrow night, we'll start to see a break. So we have another day of intense heat and humidity, but we are expecting things to improve in terms of our daytime highs. It'll be much more comfortable. We're looking for some rain, though, in this forecast. So far at the London airport, only receiving about 48 millimeters this month. Normal 82.7 millimeters. And if you remember last year, it was a record-breaking wet July where we received 165 millimeters. So if you think it's dry out there, you are correct. Temperatures overnight, 19 to 20 degrees. Extremely warm, muggy, and watch for a bit of fog through the overnight and as we head into tomorrow morning. So patchy fog is expected. As we take a look at the satellite radar and our systems map tonight, we do have a weak cold front that will be approaching. It sparks some scattered showers and thunderstorms in and around Windsor through the afternoon tonight. Expecting quiet conditions. Skies will be mainly clear. But as we head into our Tuesday, we'll be looking for some showers. Now, chance for rain Tuesday afternoon, only a 30% chance. So the front will just slowly start to slump down, and there is the potential for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop out ahead of the front. That'll be our Tuesday, Wednesday weather story. Now, Wednesday, again, still just a slight risk for a few showers moving through, and then we're back into big area of high pressure. So the only opportunity for rain in the forecast will come to us as we head through tomorrow and Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon into the evening, the probability bumping up just a bit. And you can see, though, how scattered in nature the chance for showers are on the forecast model. So taking you through your Tuesday, sunshine and hot. Make sure if you are spending lots of time outdoors, you know the drill. Drink plenty of water, find shady spots, take lots of breaks. And I know many of you sending your kids out to summer camps. Of course, make sure you pack the hats and the sunscreen. You're going to need it. 32. Risk of thunderstorms, a 30% chance. Now, we are gearing up for a nice long weekend, and I know many of you making plans, and if you have planned your holidays as we head into this long weekend, we really have some beautiful weather. So we're going to break out of the intense heat. The heat and humidity that has been socked back in across the area, feeling like a blast furnace out there. We're going to shift gears, and we'll see some cooler, comfortable conditions. Overnight lows will start to drop off, and the daytime highs will be below 30. So 28 degrees as we head into your Wednesday, 27 on Thursday, 26 on Friday. Now 26 to 27 degrees, that is perfect for this time of year. And look at the overnight lows dipping down between 11 and 12 degrees. So that's some beautiful weather, especially if you want to give the air conditioners a break, open up the windows. If you don't have air conditioning, it's just, really are heading into a lovely weather pattern, sprawling high pressure building in. So next couple of days, a weak front slumping through, risk for scattered showers. Possibility of a thunderstorm, although the probabilities are low. Not everyone's going to see the rainfall, but there will be a few areas lucky enough to pick up a few spotty showers. Mix of sun and cloud on Thursday, and then we're in the clear. The holiday weekend is looking fantastic with lots of sunshine and daytime highs into the mid to upper 20s. Carlyle, back to you.
Thank you, Julie. A new report on Canadian vehicle theft says there's been a decrease in stolen cars lately. However, it also cautions drivers not to let their guard down. John Vanavalley-Rao explains why.
Despite the improving numbers, on average nationwide, a vehicle is stolen every 10 minutes.
It's all a big shock, to be honest. I kind of feel violated.
Ryan Tostic of Milton, Ontario, is filling out insurance forms after his beloved 2004 Chevy Silverado was swiped from a repair shop just over a week ago. The thief was caught on surveillance cameras. Tostic says his truck had a new engine and says he'd never had anything stolen from him in his life.
Just, crazy to see what kind of value just is gone within minutes.
But compared to the same period in 2024, in the first half of this year, auto thefts were down 19% nationally, plunging almost 26% in Ontario, while Western and Atlantic Canada saw 9% declines.
I do caution that even though the numbers are still going down, they're still high, and it doesn't mean that we need to take our foot off the gas.
The report says better public awareness and collaborative efforts by governments and law enforcement agencies appear to be making a difference, noting during the pandemic auto thefts rose when the supply chain for new cars was disrupted, peaking in the first half of 2023 at 34,000 and declining ever since. Still, experts note there's been a shift towards stolen vehicles being sent to chop shops.
What's old is new again. Chop shops are having a resurgence where they're stealing vehicles and selling it part by part, not only domestically but internationally.
According to the report, more stolen vehicles are being found. 56% were recovered in the first half of this year versus 53% last year.
Personally, I'd like to have the vehicle back. I'm not hopeful, but I'm trying to be hopeful.
And if you're wondering if insurance rates might come down because of fewer thefts, the Insurance Bureau of Canada says thefts still remain above historical levels, adding repair and vehicle replacement costs have also been on the rise. John Vanavelli-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Finally tonight, the Home County Music and Art Festival returned this weekend, bringing a full day of performances back to Victoria Park after a one-year hiatus. Organizers paused the event 2 years ago, citing financial issues. Saturday's festival was one day only, featuring a series of performers on a single stage. That included headliners, Bedouin Sound Clash, and a local performer as the opening act.
It's an honor to be included in the lineup, especially in a shortened group. I've been lucky to get a lot of support from London. Home County is London's gem. Everybody loves Home County, all the indie musicians, so it means the world to me to be included.
We're looking ahead with our fingers crossed, or cautious optimism, but I think we're going to have a full year now. If we go into September, which will be our new fiscal year, if we're talking about a three-day festival for next year, we've got 11 months to put it together.
Admission this year was an optional cash donation, and next year's festival would be Home County's 50th edition. That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.